Hi, welcome to another fun Friday with Melanie at Moore Farms Botanical Garden. Welcome back. We're here in October and we want to start off October with a talk about plant adaptations. So before I go into adaptations and all of that, I want to first go over again what plants need to survive. So they need sunlight, water, soil, space, and air. So now that we know what a plant needs, we can look at different habitats and see how those needs are provided in different ways for the plants and how the plants have adapted or changed to live there. So the definition of adaptation is the change or process of change by which an organism, a plant in this case, becomes better suited to its environment. So we're going to talk about 3 different environments today. The first one we're going to be talking about is the bog garden. So in the bog garden, we have very moist, wet soil that stays moist all of the time. Because of this, the plants are not able to get their nutrients from the soil, so they have adapted or changed to be able to get their nutrients from other sources. The plants in the bog garden we call carnivorous plants because they get their nutrients from digesting other insects. So they use a special smell and some of their bright colors to attract the insects. And for these pitcher plants specifically, the insects get trapped down in that long tube and then they get digested by the plant. So if we talk about the root system of these plants, it is not extremely well developed because the plant does not need to have these well-developed roots to pull all their nutrients from the soil because they are going to get most of their nutrients from the insects. So now that we've talked about bog garden, we're going to move on to more of a wetland or pond habitat and talk about the plants there. Our next stop is the fishing pond. As you can see the plants here, we have quite a few floating on top of the water. That's because their root system reaches really deep down into the bottom of the pond, but not a lot of sunlight can reach down to the bottom of the pond, so they need to have leaves or flowers that float on top so that they can catch the sunlight. Another aquatic plant that you may have seen is a cattail, and these have very narrow leaves because they're usually planted in moving water, and the narrow leaves allow for less resistance so they can stay firmly planted. Here we are at our super cool xeric landscape that was built to mimic a desert environment. Here we have many cacti, succulents, other plants you would find in a desert environment that has a lot of sun and very dry, arid soil and not a lot of water. It doesn't rain very often, so they need to be able to store water when it does rain. So you can see some of the plants here have a larger barrel shape, and that gives them the ability to store water within the plant. Their root system also helps them reach water. The root system, instead of growing down into the soil to find water, it reaches out more so into the surface. So when it rains, they can really catch more of the water that drains right into the surface. You'll also notice a lot of these plants have thorns or spines on them, which are really pokey and really hurt, and those are used to protect them against predators or just other animals that are looking for water and want to try and eat the plant or reach the water inside of the plant.